Episode 4 of Gold Mafia.
We love the gangster lifestyle. You live by the gun, you die by the gun.
The biggest challenge Zimbabwe now faces is the gold mafia.
Al Jazeera's investigative unit infiltrates the rival gangs that control Africa's gold.
As long as you grease the wheels in Africa, there's no issue.
Smuggling. That's all it is, smuggling.
All the pepper trails reached in. It's not like somebody can question on it.
Former members of the Gold Mafia speak exclusively to the I Unit.
Hello, Abusiafo. But Sunburst medicated powder. Now, on your form. Hey, say when a man in swans one years is still never good out at all. About cock, I'm a what so.
Or don't. It's what now I'm on why you say. A crow.
Take a career, a yam, a crow, a juniper bosso, and nunye. Sunburst medicated ointment, a bebwao.
Maposu, Nina to me.
When Pedro be Onia, men's na home man when I'm out and who in the massy. What posso complaining na Ed Swobecha, Cotto Sunburst herbal balm. You're from Mama Sunburst. Sunburst products, a duchum.
Obenya Sunburst products, our pharmacies, any herbal shops in name. To phone friend 0551 907 393. FDA, I did Jadi and Cratoya too.
Episode 4 of Gold Mafia.
We love the gangster lifestyle. You live by the gun, you die by the gun.
The biggest challenge Zimbabwe now faces is the gold mafia.
Al Jazeera's investigative unit infiltrates the rival gangs that control Africa's gold.
As long as you grease the wheels in Africa, there's no issue.
Smuggling. That's all it is, smuggling.
All the pepper trails reached in. It's not like somebody can question on it.
Former members of the Gold Mafia speak exclusively to the I Unit.
The gold mafia is bigger than the government, bigger than any of the authorities.
What do you think is going to happen?
They kill you, don't they?
Exactly.
Undercover journalists pose as gangsters who want to launder more than $100 million.
It's black money. These funds are substantial.
The I Unit obtains thousands of confidential documents that expose how organized crime uses gold to launder money.
You sold it to a refinery and the money got paid in the bank account. So it's very clean that way.
Once it's refined, it's practically brand new gold.
Good washing machine, right?
In the final episode, a member of the Gold Mafia goes into hiding.
They will come after me. That's a given. Had I stayed there, I would be dead by the time this hits the first 5 minutes of play.
And undercover reporters learn about the godfathers of the Gold Mafia.
You won't believe this. My father is the president right now.
There's no president or head of state, like either of us can't get into this continent.
When you walk, you must always have the king with you, the president.
In South Africa, money laundering is like the new in thing for the rich people. Everyone is doing it. It's just who can hide it the best way.
Daoud Khan was part of the Gold Mafia's money laundering operation for over 6 years. He's now in hiding after agreeing to provide evidence to the I Unit.
It's a scary, scary world that I'm about to embark into, purely for just voicing the truth of what's really transpired and putting names of people that were involved in this conspiracy. When this documentary breaks in South Africa, Daoud Khan will be the most wanted person in South Africa. from government officials to the underworld to my own brother.
Daoud's brother is Mohammed Khan. He's one of South Africa's most successful money launderers. He's also known as Mo Dollars.
I've worked with him. I mean, we're brothers. I try to look at the good. I try to be the best brother to my brother. And I failed at that. I have to face the consequences for that at the end of the day. And my consequences now is I have to hide from my own family. I'd never see my mother again in my life. She dies tomorrow. I wouldn't even know. I can't attend the funeral.
Me and him came from nothing. Couldn't even pay electricity. We had nothing. Before this business, we had quite a normal life. I think 5-6 years into our marriage, he started doing things that was questionable. And he used to come in every day with money. And then I used to ask him, but what is this?
His passion became fast cars, luxury brands, and traveling. Showing his wealth, wearing fancier clothes, it became name brands, Rolexes or Tag watches.
Oh, yes. He used to tell me, you must wear clothes to show people you're a millionaire. As the years go by, the money is bigger, the millions are coming in. It was part of our lifestyle, just to do whatever we want.
Daoud joins his brother's asset management company in 2011.
I became a permanent employee of Mohammed and his partner at the time, Sohail Jivani.
Sohail Jivani introduced Mo Dollars to money laundering. They worked together until his death in 2020.
What they were facilitating on a daily basis was hawala, as they would call it, or money laundering as it would be commonly known as.
Daoud soon becomes aware of the company his brother keeps.
When I just joined Mohammed's business, Mohammed and Sohail had a meeting at the Michelangelo Cigar Lounge out in Sandton.
The Michelangelo is one of Johannesburg's elite hotels.
After a couple of minutes, two individuals came in. They greeted Sohail and Mohammed and myself, and they announced that individual that we were expecting would be arriving shortly, and in a mere few seconds, he was escorted into the cigar lounge. The bodyguard then headed to the door, blocked the door off. Mohammed and Sohail then proceeded on having a meeting.
Daoud has no idea who the visitor is.
After their meeting, Mohammed actually, on the way to the car, said, Google the name Daoud Ibrahim. And when I Googled the name Daoud Ibrahim, I actually picked up the individual. He's on the FBI's top 10 most wanted individuals.
Daoud Ibrahim is an Indian gangster and drug kingpin. He heads the organised crime syndicate D Company. A few months later, the D Company Don turns up again.
Mohammed happened to invite myself and my family on a trip to Dubai. In the cigar lounge in the Jumeirah Beach Hotel, with Mohammed and Sohail once again, a meeting with the very same individual transpired. With the amount of security that was there and the way things were being handled from these individuals, you could see it was someone that was trying to stay out of the public eye.
Daoud Ibrahim is accused of being the mastermind behind bombings in India.
A series of 13 coordinated blasts ripped through Mumbai, leaving over 250 people dead, 700 others injured, and property worth 28
This is someone that's really wanted by the FBI, yet alone other countries around the world, but is able to come into South Africa, freely walk into a public setting such as the Michelangelo, then go into Jumeirah Beach Hotel in the United Arab Emirates that has cameras at almost every corner. Till today, I still also question, how is it possible?
Mo Dollars and his wife are guests at a birthday party attended by the King of the Zulu Nation, the largest ethnic group in South Africa.
King Goodwill Zwelithini, who was the Zulu king, a very influential person when he was alive. He has passed on. This is an individual that controls the Zulu public of South Africa in general. He is very well respected and people look up to him. Mohammed was at the birthday party, socializing with the king, with his family, and with various dignitaries that were also invited to the party. And Mohammed also shared a very elaborate gift.
The gift is an uncut diamond. King Zwelithini proved useful to Mo Dollars when Jacob Zuma was South Africa's president.
He's incredibly influential as the king of Zululand, effectively. He is obviously very closely connected to Jacob Zuma as well. Jacob Zuma is very famously a Zulu traditionalist, and he would be sort of paying fealty and allegiance to King Goodwill Zwelithini.
It's the very same individual who's also got the capability of pulling strings within government to get decisions made, and Jacob Zuma and family heavily rely on his support. I was very shocked and surprised by the caliber of people that Mohammed and Sohail were meeting with. I mean, I was new, so I didn't really know what to expect.
There's no president or head of state like either of us can't get to on this continent.
Alistair Matthias is a gold trader. He designs money laundering schemes for African leaders.
Next to Swaziland, the king is a close friend of mine. The Zambia president is a close friend of my friend. DRC Congo, the president has invited me several times there to come and build a refinery.
So these can help people like us to get the money clean.
Mr. Stanley leads the I-Unit undercover team. Reporters are posing as gangsters who need to launder $100 million in dirty cash from China.
The Ghana president is a good friend of mine. In fact, he was my lawyer. Like Cyril Ramaphosa here, I know him, I know his kids.
Zimbabwe's easy.
Ewan McMillan is a gold smuggler from Zimbabwe. They call him Mr. Gold. They refer to Zimbabwe's president, Mnangagwa, by his initials, ED.
In Zim, ED is my partner. I can't say it in public because he's sanctioned.
I know ED as well.
But they don't
sat
know we
with
know each other.
him 3 months ago, sitting with him, chatting to him.
Mnangagwa's protection proves useful.
The good news is whatever I told him, he did. You know that, eh? You see him, he's when I was getting hurt, I said, stop it, yeah, and he did it. Within 2 weeks, he fixed everything.
President Mnangagwa, ED, came to Macmillan's aid in a dispute with John Mangudjka, the governor of Zimbabwe's Reserve Bank.
You know Mangudja's problem? I said to him, Mangudja's, I think he's dirty. You need to find him out. ED went and fixed him.
Serious?
These connections come at a price.
You pay a guy money every month. You just get a partner and you just pay the guy so much money a month and he just sits back and he's happy, don't care. That's what happens.
Ambassador, good to see you.
Good to see you.
My pleasure to see you. Your Excellency. Ambassador Ruskin, who did you meet with?
Who did we meet with?
Ms. Sin is Mr. Stanley's financial advisor. She says they've already had discussions with a gold trader in Zimbabwe.
We meet with this person in mining.
McMillan.
You met a white guy?
Hubert Angel is Zimbabwe's presidential envoy and senior diplomat. He's also an evangelical pastor and self-proclaimed prophet.
Here's the begin goal. He said. He says McMillan.
Ricky Doolan is in the diplomatic mafia through marriage. He's known as Pastor Ricky and is Angel's sidekick at the Good News Church.
By the power of the Holy Ghost.
Angel claims he can perform miracles. His weekly performances draw thousands of believers.
If I be a prophet of God, let miracle money appear now. Miracles are happening.
One miracle makes money appear in the bank accounts of his followers.
I break into satanic warehouses. I recover what the enemy has stolen from you. In the name of Jesus, I decree and declare miracle money. Miracle money. It's happening. It's happening.
He dismisses Ewan McMillan as a has-been and says he knows someone better suited to launder Mr. Stanley's money.
All right, let me just show you. Yeah.
Thing it
Maurice right here.
Oh my God.
Can I
Oh
see?
my guys. He's the biggest gold guy in Zimbabwe.
Wow.
Right there, he's in his house sleeping on $5 million. Yeah. So this guy used to clean Macmillan's car. Macmillan was the one that this one worked for.
Do me a favor. Whatever you do, listen to what I say. Don't invest with that guy.
Okay.
Goodbye. They will tell you just lies. You'll invest. You'll lose all your money. Do not trust any black person.
It's good that we know it's Macmillan, because Macmillan doesn't control nothing. This was his worker, cleaning his car. He is the number one now in Zimbabwe. Scott is
number one. Yeah, number one without that.
We can just call him right now.
What is his name?
Scott Cooper. That's him with gold. That's in his arm.
His newfound wealth is a reward for his loyalty.
Of course, he's and the president. Yeah.
Scott Sakapwanya is a key fundraiser for Mnangagwa's election campaign. He's taken over Macmillan's moniker.
He's trying to call him. Let him call. Hey, Waruagayo. So I've got some good investors for you here. They're hearing you already. So from January, what have you gotten right now? What have you sold?
That was 6 tons.
6 tons from January, 10 months. Okay. So if somebody wants to invest with you, what happens?
I can get 10% per month.
Oh, so if you get cash from someone, you give them 10% per month for every money they give you?
Yes.
10%. All right. But it's guaranteed they will get the things.
100%.
How do you move their money back to them?
It depends where they're from. If they're from Dubai, I can use their Dubai account.
Okay.
Anyway, the road, I can manage to get the job. Not a problem for me.
Ewan Macmillan deals mostly with President Mnangagwa's son.
I can put you straight in touch with him, that's no problem. He's a friend of mine. We meet him, no problem.
What is his name?
His name is Emerson too.
Macmillan was with the president shortly after he was elected.
I had to go and have dinner with him. I walked in, he said, "Good to see you, my old friend." And I said, "Very good to see you and well done in your position." He said, "No problem, we chatted."
Macmillan and his father have been jailed for gold smuggling.
You won't believe this. My father is the president.
I did 60 days in prison.
And my partner is the new prison.
I got sent to very ginormous blackout. Like when I say big, they were just huge. And they said, "You know who your partner is, don't mention it."
Mnangagwa sends a message.
He turned around to me, he said, "Don't open your mouth, your life will get worse than it is." I said, "Are you kidding me?"
Macmillan notices that Mr. Stanley is wearing a Rolex watch.
So the steel Daytona I have. My dad always used to say to me, "You always got to wear the best watch because everyone looks to see your watch." I have the Submariner. I have the gold Submariner. And I have two presidents. You won't believe this. You won't believe this. This is between us. I have Mnangagwa's gold-studded president Rolex because the son ran into debt and had to pay the debt off, so he gave me the Rolex. I paid the debt off, and he said, "Please don't tell my dad." And I was saying, "Man, you joking. I've got the dad's watch." This blue face with gold studs all around. So I have all that in a safe, and I run a cashier. It's a fake Seiko, a fake cashier. Have you ever seen a fake cashier? Have you ever seen a fake cashier?
It was a working day towards a very late afternoon. We had security detail coming into the office and telling us that they need to do a walkabout on the property.
Daoud was working at the offices of his brother's firm.
We asked why, and they said they just need to do a walkabout because the president is on their way and they need to ensure security. Road got shut down, the motorcade pulled in. Jacob Zuma arrived, and it was merely just a stop by to say hello. But Mohammed wasn't there. They didn't ask us if Mohammed was there. And he didn't even step out of the car for a matter of 30 seconds because Mohammed wasn't there and he departed soon after. That's the level of respect of the relationship that you've got a president of the country popping by to say hi.
Mo Dollars builds connections to the ruling African National Congress, or ANC.
The key person within this relationship is Tendana.
Tandana Mbetse is a business and political fixer. His connections come from his uncle, Sulise Mbetse, who died in 2021.
His uncle is an economics advisor to Nelson Mandela, after which he becomes the head of UBS Bank in South Africa. He's also head of the South African branch of HSBC. And he is just generally very well politically connected.
And the Mbetse name goes a long way in southern African countries. And Tendana utilizes that to his benefit.
Mo Dollars' company, Salt Asset Management, appoints Tandana Mbetse as a business agent. Emails between Mo Dollars and Tandana reveal a number of collaborations.
And he'd be the middleman in connecting the dots to ensure something is sourced and it materializes ultimately into a deal.
Tandana is required to attract business worth at least $2 billion a year. He'll be paid a commission.
We've implemented a mandate allowing Tendana Mbetse to broker deals between Salt Asset Management and government structures, whether it be for utility services, procurement projects, as well as trade finance projects.
Tandana refers to Mo Dollars as boss.
Tendana, as a black individual in South Africa, had the credibility and the capability to get into doors that would be closed to a non-black person. He opened doors ultimately to business Mohammed would never have the potential to ever see on his own.
Tandana then arranges for Mo Dollars to have a meeting that will propel his money laundering operation to new levels.
So Mohammed met with the Guptas. The introduction was made by Tendana Mbetse.
The three brothers play a major role in corrupting the South African state.
The Guptas knew who Mohammed was. They knew he was capable as a money launderer. It's just now Tendana brokering the deal.
The Guptas are closely linked to President Jacob Zuma.
A celebration for one of the country's most politically connected families, the Guptas.
Government ministers attend a 4-day wedding for the daughter of one of the brothers. Guests from India had arrived at a South African military airbase.
A lot of people saying that the plane was allowed to land there because of your connections to President Jacob Zuma?
I don't think so at all. I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. Some unknown reason are trying to create this controversy, believe me.
And the furore didn't seem to deter high-profile businessmen, former and current government ministers from attending.
I've come to enjoy myself, and I'm enjoying myself.
During the period of Jacob Zuma's administration, you had individuals, businessmen who effectively gained control of the state through bribing officials and generating a relationship with the president and the president's family.
It's called state capture.
The state starts to generate its own policy in order to generate corrupt benefit for these politicians. So you have all these decisions being made about how to spend taxpayers' money, which has nothing to do with the value it generates for the taxpayer, but only for the value it's going to generate for the criminal enterprise.
Paul Holden is one of the chief investigators for the Zondo Commission, an inquiry set up to examine state capture under Jacob Zuma.
What I investigated for the commission was the extent to which the Gupta family decided what policies were going to be pursued by different state enterprises that pushed particular procurement policies.
Holden presented the bank statements to the commission with billions of rands paid to Gupta entities. He dealt with about 250 contracts that were awarded to the Gupta enterprises.
Regiment's capital plays a central role in state capture.
The Gupta family directed state contracts towards companies like regiments. And actually, We were able to trace about R1 billion was paid to regiments over time.
Regiments is politically connected to various government officials or ex-government officials. This is a firm that will basically look at assisting government officials who legitimize business deals, tenders, looting, state capture, and getting the funds out through bank accounts. They would then utilize the service of certain brokers such as Mohammed to then launder that money out of the country.
Mo Dollars has a man inside regiments. Andile Nahonya was a founding director of regiments. He brings business to Mo Dollars.
We start with business case development, we end up with implementation, and we want to be in that full cycle.
Andile Nahonya is very well integrated into the government departments. A lot of close relatives of his sitting on state-owned entities and plays an advisory role to a lot of government members, ministers, past presidents, and I'm led to believe also the current president.
A property development by regiments attracts Mo Dollars' attention.
It is arguably the single most important site in Johannesburg and certainly in many respects in South Africa as well.
Mo Dollars meets a senior regiment's director. They discuss investing his company's funds in the development.
The relationship you've got with Tendana, Mohammed, Andile, and all the government officials that's been in and out of our offices is a very close relationship. Between them, they would refer to it as the bro code.
A UN conference on climate change brings President Mnangagwa and the diplomatic mafia to Glasgow. They're meeting undercover reporters in a restaurant. Ricky Doolin is concerned they'll be overheard.
We go back. Mr. Stanley will say, "You call
Mr. Jones."
Mr. Jones.
Number 1, or Mr. Jones, refers to President Mnangagwa. The First family has an affectionate name for Ambassador Angel.
Mr. and Mrs. Jones call him their son. But it's like a connection relationship. You get it?
Doolin brings up the money Mr. Stanley needs to pay for the meeting with the president.
Remember the appreciation you talked about?
Yes.
You talked about 1M, and you were going to break it down.
Angel will deliver an initial payment of $200,000 to the president.
What we're going to do is take all of that appreciation and give it to Mr. Jones to say, this is to appreciate you for welcoming our guests and having a meeting and blah, 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 blah. So that's what we want to do, so that Mr. Jones can feel appreciated.
So how much for Mr. Jones?
Hello, abusiafo. But Sunburst medicated powder. Now on your form. Hey, say when I'm in swans when yes, see, never good out at all. About cough, I'm a what so.
Or don't. It's what now I'm on why you say. A crow.
Sakakarere, a yam, a crow, a juniper boso. Enunye, Sunburst medicated ointment, a bebwao.
Maposu, Nihuna to me.
Who when Pedro be Onia, meant na home man ya enwu weni masi. Waposu complaining na, Ed Swobecha, Koto Sunburst herbal balm. Ye from Mama Sunburst. Sunburst products, educhem.
Obenya Sunburst products, our pharmacies, any herbal shops name. To phone friend 0551 907 393. FDA, I did ready and crack to your tomb.
To give the 200.
Oh, okay.
But even if you can transfer 199, that's okay. At least it's. But 200 was kind of what we wanted to give him. But even if you can do the one, because you were planning to transfer the 100 today. Yes. Is it still possible?
Angel, who Doolan calls his principal, is second in line.
We give Mr. Blue the first one. So, and then maybe as it goes along, each one that you give us, we'll make sure Mr. Jones we'll just keep saying, this is more appreciation. But some of that's also for... Yeah, but some will stay with the principal. We'll make sure Ambassador is not the first one. The first one goes straight to Mr. Jones.
That's me talking to President now. This is the president. There's the president. This is the governor of the Reserve Bank, this one here.
Kamlesh Patni is a gold trader and money launderer. He's also the founder of a church and calls himself Brother Paul.
So this is the first lady. There's me. The wife is the first lady, wife of Mnangagwa.
So it is for your permanent...
Patni takes undercover reporters to his base in Dubai. He does business with President Mnangagwa in Zimbabwe.
He's a very tough man. Ruthless man, even he's tough.
Ruthless. They call him the crocodile.
Johnny is a member of the undercover team. He's posing as the Hawala man, a black market money trader.
The crocodile he removed Mugabe, it's unheard of. He's not friendly. But he is friendly, but it takes time. But this is his number. I call him Tempo.
What's that him?
I always give him how much we have done.
Keep him informed that.
Yeah, he has to be informed. I was just writing a message here.
This is the president's number?
Yeah.
What's that? Direct to the president?
Yeah, direct. He has to talk direct. Okay, I have to inform him. Yes, sir. I got delayed in Dubai. I had to undergo. And when I was in hospital,
You in hospital? Yeah.
I had to inform him.
Patni's loyalty to the president buys him protection. It's something the undercover team could also share.
If we join hands with you, we will have the protection of...
Of course, I'll call him. You'll see. You'll see. I'll call him when you are or when you come. You can visit. I know so many presidents. The biggest protection. The president of all those presidents is God. The biggest protection is my church, my preach, my God. So that's why it's important to have that faith.
Mr. Stanley's deal to pay Patni $10 million to launder his money appears to have the president's blessing.
Mnangagwa knows about this scheme.
No, of course he knows we are handling. Yeah.
Do we have to pay for the service?
No, 100%. You don't make the authority a complicit. But he knows, of course, yes. But we can't, he will not talk to openly. This is like the norm of life. The incentives, the fees.
Appreciation.
Patni uses someone he trusts to pay the president.
You will meet him. You will take it with you also. Every 2 weeks, Sultan, my brother, is there. Every fortnight, he is there at the State House. We always contribute our appreciation to the king himself. When you walk, you must always have the king with you, the president.
Government researcher Paul Holden is back at the state capture inquiry. Holden explained how the Gupta family laundered money gained through government contracts.
The Zondo Commission publishes its findings.
The money laundering networks used by the Gupta enterprise were complex, well-established and embedded in a pre-existing milieu of criminality and wrongdoing.
As soon as funds move from South Africa offshore, it becomes increasingly difficult to access those sort of bank statements, and it creates effectively a blind spot.
The Commission has not been able to trace these funds to their final destinations.
We always suspected it went back to the Guptas or one of their lieutenants, but we couldn't ever prove that.
But the money launderers did make one mistake.
We had this incredible breakthrough very late in the day of our investigations, is that we followed the money to Vala Zone.
Vala Zone is a South African company that pays Griffin Line Trading in Dubai almost $250,000. The direct payments are spotted by investigators.
In Griffin Line Trading, we know 100% is controlled by the Guptas. This is the first payment we see going through this network. You know, all the state capture money stolen from the state going through this network and actually exiting to a known Gupta account.
The Commission identifies Vala Zone's director. But Bakari is just a nominee, a front for the real owner of the company. The Zondo Commission also names another company used as a buffer to confuse banking regulators.
Vala Zone was paid state capture funds via an entity called Zocubite.
Vala Zone and Zocubite were really key to our investigation of the Guptas because they were some of the only links we saw going direct from the local money laundering network directly to the Guptas. That was a huge break for us. It was like the gold dust find. This proves that this is the network that they are definitely using, and it is going to benefit the Guptas.
The Zondo Commission did not discover who was behind these companies.
I have been unable to identify any relationship or connection between the Gupta enterprise or any other part of the laundering networks and the directors of Vala Zone and Zocubite.
The I-Unit's cache of documents features both Vala Zone and Zocubite. They reveal that Vala Zone receives funds from a Zocubite account controlled by M. Khan. Vala Zone is the company making direct payments to the Guptas.
That payment was done by Mohammed. With him being so paranoid, it was like only he and the individuals themselves would know. Mohammed facilitated the payments through the Guptas and done the payments out for them.
The documents include the company's bank statements, invoices, and the ID of Vala Zone's director. But the true boss of Vala Zone and Zocubite is Mo Dollars, whose money trail leads to the Guptas.
That proves our working theory that the Guptas were using pre-existing money laundering entity. Definitely the Guptas were using a network run by this Muhammad Khan person, this Mo Dollars person, which I find, incredibly intriguing.
State capture has been a key contributor to a lot of the funds that was laundered out of the country by Mohammed. Either piggybacking off existing accounts under other clients' names or going through Mohammed and Sohail's own companies, fictitious companies that they've set up themselves.
Undercover reporters present a fictitious proposal to launder $1.2 billion of dirty money by building a casino in Zimbabwe.
What we are going to do is hotel, casino and the market.
And so the gold side of it, that's one of the best things you can come up with.
The plan is to build on prime land overlooking Victoria Falls. It's considered one of the 7 wonders of the natural world. Angel says the president has land nearby.
Who is this one? President, right? I found a nice place in Victoria Falls. In the town Victoria Falls itself, you have a lot of land that is owned by, of course, you can understand. That then is easy to dispose of and just go like, let's take this, let's put it this way, let's put it this way. I think you understand when I say that. So it becomes easy. That's what he said. Say, I want one-on-one, so I can tell them about the.
To build the casino, Mr. Stanley will need to smuggle into Zimbabwe a huge volume of dirty cash from Hong Kong. Angel proposes flying in the cash on the president's plane. Or they use Mr. Stanley's private jet.
My mama.
Hello.
Hey, Maurice.
Angel calls the First Lady, Auxilia Mnangagwa.
Remember those people that want to move cash? They would want to know, are we providing the planes or they provide the planes?
The president is referred to as father.
Oh, ndofunza baba. Ayo, chirega mama. Inini chirega ndinovaona zvamataura, ndovaona na 6. Anditika ndo present amapresentera ndinoiita. So I will present it to him, then he will discuss which planes he uses, his or their own. But andi hapana nyaya. Hapana nyaya.
President Mnangagwa has not yet agreed to use his plane to smuggle Stanley's money.
Mom, takataura, but vanenge very busy. Sometimes he will be busy, but we spoke about it. So I'm just gonna present it today. Then okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. But it's not just is achievable. Yeah. Okay, mom. Okay, mom. Thank you so much. Musandi sumzira nebo, mom. Musasumza nebo. Ndainzwa bebesho. Let me just say to you, what you want to do is happening. All right. You have got the president, right? You've got his family involved. So I kept on asking, but it's possible to do this, right? Like, yes, it's possible. We can do that. We can do that, but which plane to use? It depends with their own, whether they want to use their own or want to use ours. Your own will be good, theirs will be good, anything. No, wife controls the. His wife.
Number one.
When Zimbabwe's president travels, there is a protocol that airport staff need to observe.
There will be guys from the president's office. So they come and then they say they want to talk to the supervisor.
Cleopas Chidodo is a security supervisor at Harare Airport. He works for the Civil Aviation Authority.
I'm called and then they say, my friend, we are from First Family. Don't worry about it. Then that's it. So there's nothing you can do.
So it happens very often?
Very often. Very often. They're big. They were big. And they were...
Chidodo recalls when the former president's wife, Grace Mugabe, smuggled ivory out of Zimbabwe.
She wanted to take things out and Mugabe did not know. And they would go out there and kill elephants, stuff like that, poachers. And then they will prepare the ivory, and then it will come to the airport as the cargo, big containers. If the ivory comes and the supervisor is making some questions, and the people say it's for the first family, and no one asks.
The I unit obtains a document which appears to confirm that the first family and its entourage are exempt from being searched at the airport.
If he is traveling with his family, then the president and his family are not safe.
Chidodo says Grace Mugabe used the protocol to smuggle diamonds.
So you say
the plane go to the diamond mine?
Mm-hmm. And then they select some nice diamonds. They put in the plane. There was diamond that was everywhere. So a plane will go there and take diamond, come to the airport, and it goes straight to Dubai. No papers, no what. So they were making money.
Who?
Grace. Yeah. With Mugabe. It comes to the airport, and then they say, this plane is for the first family, you see. So they made a lot of money.
Mr. Stanley needs to pay a fee to meet President Mnangagwa. Angel makes a phone call to find out how.
It goes straight to the right. So, whether it goes to my place and then we transfer it to the president's account.
He's speaking to someone close to the president.
So we move in from there. We move in from there before we move, sometimes it's 24 hours to 2 hours. It's they say instant to 24 hours. Yeah. So it's not something that you be like, boom, there. It's not like that. It is a question on what already. Because we're going to derive and go to we move in the start. So the whole thing is to see over the map. Even the other thing that I don't know, I do this, I'm the
The meeting with Mnangagwa only goes ahead when the bribe is in his account.
Okay, so proof of payment. So I just take the proof of payment here. Yes. So I will set for 9 if we have that POP, proof of payment. There is always a culture we deal with to 10 pounds.
The companies Mo Dollars uses to launder state capture funds, Valazone and Zokubite, send the money offshore through Sasfin Bank. The transactions were facilitated by Hussein Shanara. He was in charge of the bank's foreign exchange payments. He was also on Mo Dollars' payroll.
He would basically ensure that his staff is pushing through this, work unquestioned to ensure that the payment is done to the satisfaction of, obviously, Mohammed.
The files include private communications between Hussein and Mo Dollars.
Mohammed's inquiring from Hussein to give him balances on Valazone, which is $30,054.
The balances indicate how much dirty money can be laundered through each account.
Zokubite balance to $26,272. Mohammed replies to Hussein, damn too little, I need to up it. Here's an example, right? We've got now, Faluzone is paying Hangzhou.
The fraud begins when Hangzhou Yada, a Chinese textile company, invoices Valazone for a consignment of towels worth $380,000. No goods are sent, but Mo Dollars pays the invoice in installments based on how much he needs to launder. A transfer of $50,000 and other transfers have left only $30,000 outstanding. That's all that's left to launder on that invoice. The sum can be topped up when another fake invoice is sent by Hangzhou Yada.
Nobody's gonna ask anything because it's already on the system. All the compliance checks has already been done on the first payment. Just let it go through.
The messages refer to a third company involved in the money laundering.
Coral balance 68,104. He says that's good.
He mentions Coral General Tradings as well, which is a company that came up in our investigation. So exactly what he's describing orally, what I've seen in the documents and in the paper trails, almost perfectly.
The three companies are identified by the Zondo Commission on State Capture as working together to launder the Gupta's money.
Faluzone, Succubite, Coral, they all played the same role. You couldn't utilize the same account on a daily basis. You'd spread your funds across different accounts, different times across a week or a month.
Succubite and Coral have accounts at other banks as well as Sasfin. These are pooling accounts that receive illicit funds from multiple sources and then transfer to Valazone. Mo Dollars admits wrongdoing involving Coral.
At worst, I get arrested. I'm gonna be arrested for the stuff that was done on Coral.
There was a complex of companies. They would move the money from Succubite into Valazone or into another entity and then move that abroad.
Hong Kong and mainland China are the destinations for state capture funds.
When we traveled to Hong Kong and to Guangzhou, China, you've got Mohammedan soil that's got individuals that's working for them, that's running cash houses for them in those countries.
In Hong Kong's Kowloon district, a company claiming to provide secretarial services plays another role.
We would send them the details. We need a company open preferably. We'll give them 3 company names that we want.
Mo Dollars sends a request to Hashmi Secretarial Services. Hashmi offers hundreds of companies to choose from.
You can basically walk into their offices, open up companies. You're just basically giving him signatures. 2-3 days later, you go back, you pick up your box that contains all the original documents. It's a little green box that you receive. And in the green box, you've got your certificates of the company with the stamps of the company and with all the seals on the certificates and you name it.
The documents reveal Mo Dollars launders money into 55 companies in Hong Kong and China. Some are named by an HSBC internal investigation as among clients that received more than $240 million of Gupta money.
They will go into HSBC Bank on Dathan Road They had a guy there, they had a connection there.
There's relationships in HSBC specifically where they were able to get accounts opened in other individuals' names, and they would then manage those accounts from South Africa.
The Zondo Commission finds that over $600,000 of state capture funds are pooled in Zokubite and then moved offshore. Most of it goes through Valozone, which launders $1.8 million into offshore accounts in 6 months, mostly in China and Hong Kong.
It's very commonly understood that if you're a South African institution and money goes abroad into Hong Kong, that money's gone. You know, it's gone forever.
A ledger from as early as 2012 shows that in just 4 months, Mo Dollars laundered almost $40 million from South Africa into Hong Kong and China.
This is pointing to the direction of ultimately where it's destined to go to. Once the money hits the foreign account, it's cleared. It then gets distributed according to whoever requires the funds on the other end.
In the stuff that you've discovered and the stuff that we've discovered with the Zondo Commission is just how vulnerable our financial institutions are to capture and how easy it was for this money laundering to happen. That's an incredibly worrying thing to acknowledge. These systems haven't worked. We haven't caught the wrongdoers. We haven't stopped the money flow.
Alistair Matthias designs structures specifically to hide state capture funds. An initial word of advice for our undercover reporter: put Mr. Stanley's money in her name.
Do it with the politicians. For example, I buy a lot of stuff in my name on behalf of politicians. So if Stanley trusts you, he can keep things in your name. You have to have someone that you trust as possible. Politicians, they don't have the name owning anything. They always have a proxy that represents them. Pretty much everyone. Even in Russia, they have someone that they trust, and maybe a nephew or a cousin that holds all the assets. Africa, same thing. Someone they trust that runs all the businesses, and they continue being politicians. In Africa, they do government contracts. It's garnishing tenders, construction of roads, procurement, supplying different things, oil, this, that. There, all the politicians get taken care of, indirectly, which is what allows me to do all my other stuff freely.
So the government contracts is the way you reward the politicians, basically.
So what happens, the government will give me a contract. There's a lot of commissions involved. You want a commission, you want a commission.
Commissions in international laws of anti-corruption is basically synonymous with bribery. So when he says commissions, I hear bribes.
I was the second oldest. See, if you're a politician and you do a contract, you're not going to tell the whole world you're getting 10%. No one can know. But you trust me, so you say, I'll keep it with you.
Matthias acts as a bank for corrupt leaders.
I earn the commission for them. Then it's a matter of they tell me, okay, pay that, move it here, move there. So for example, Ghana government, Matthias Holding, I get the contract. I subcontract it to you. $100 million contract. Ghana government pays me $100 million. I give it to you and you say it's $80 million.
The contract is inflated $20 million above its real cost.
If I have an agreement with that, then you get proceed. So now probably $5 million.
Matthias banks the $15 million for the corrupt politicians until they need it.
So I keep all of it at once. And wherever they want it, just tell me, I send it. That's how I do it.
that is the way in which corruption is facilitated. To create the corrupt funds, the corrupt commission is exactly how it's described. They overpay it and create an extra bunch of money that can be used to pay a politician.
Most important thing for me in Africa is people trust me. All the politicians trust that whatever money I have in theirs is safe. That's the biggest confidence that I have. They trust me because they know that I'll pay their commission.
That's incredible footage. That's incredible footage, it really is. Wow. I'm amazed.
The diplomatic mafia is trying to find a way for undercover reporters to pay a bribe to meet with President Mnangagwa. Angel has a British account.
If you to UK, I don't know. Is it easier? Is it quicker? Is it?
Ask a lot of questions.
He needs proof of payment.
What do you care? It seems a pure and just say, yeah, these people which you have.
Ricky Doolan provides an invoice for partial payment of the bribe. It's described as a fee for marketing consultation by his British media company.
This is 100, okay? I think my watch is close to 50.
No, it's more. You've given us the UK, which is not a good idea. You're going to be liable for tax.
Yeah, that's what the biggest problem is. I've got another account, which is my sole account.
He offers to use the account of the Angel organization.
One account, of course, is millions.
A payment will provide everything Mr. Stanley needs.
This is the border. This is our country.
Yeah.
Everything you want to get in here, you get it. And it is protected here.
Okay, well, let's sort the PLP problem out.
What about this? What about that? What about this?
Yeah, let's sort it out then.
Yeah, well, it's sorted. It's just you with your POD.
Okay, so the whole lot to your...
Yeah, even if you do it 20, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Angel worries the dirty cash will be laundered elsewhere. The best partner for Mr. Stanley is the president.
Because the difference is when you go to another place, someone, maybe another white guy, another black guy, is your partner.
Yeah.
In this case, that is your partner. So, you guys, you are really, really troubled by things that minor, really minor.
Experience from experience.
Yeah, but while you have experience, I've got a lot of experience. So, I'm the least person anyone would suspect to do.
Okay.
That's why I can be easy in doing that.
In August 2022, it emerges that South African authorities are investigating Mo Dollars.
They've frozen his assets. Yeah, they've frozen the assets enough. He's got his millions all over the world. He will not be short of money for a lifetime.
He's believed to be in Dubai.
He used to tell me, I'm not going to go down with little. I'm going to go down big. And then I used to tell him, are you mad? Just leave it now. Let it go now. Let it go. He never let it go. Never.
Goldleaf Tobacco and Simon Rudland are also being investigated by the South African authorities. Kamlesh Patni is setting up gold operations in Venezuela after helping President Nicolas Maduro.
They sent 500 kg.
500 kg?
Yes. Yeah. So it was intercepted in the, here at Dubai. Then they say, okay, Pastor, can you tell, so I'll have to fly there to meet the president.
President of Venezuela?
Maduro, yeah.
Ewan McMillan is no longer Zimbabwe's Mr. Gold. He says he's given up bribing politicians.
I will never go down that road again. Pay them, pay, and you 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 this up, and you think, this is just so much money. Why am I paying this much money?
The undercover team do not pay the bribe to meet President Mnangagwa.
I think let's just cancel this, all right? When you guys are ready and us, we meet and we do this. Maybe it's next month. Whenever you're serious, we do it. What you are presenting is risky, and somebody's trying to help you. Let's look for some other time. I'm still your guy. I'm gonna help you.
Wada Latif still lives in South Africa.
Our lives were just bribing everybody around us. And then he goes, bribe whoever he needs to put out the fire. Money puts out fire. Do you know that?
Daoud Khan is in a safe house.
For me to be talking like this openly with my face on camera, they are going to look at retaliation. So I definitely have to go into hiding.
Mo Dollars warns that if Daoud became a whistleblower, the response could be deadly.
What do you think is going to happen?
Why? What do those people do? They kill you, don't they?
Exactly. Do you think they're going to leave you alone? Or do you think they're really going to leave you alone? Who are you to them?
These are individuals that has the capability of governments and their security services to be able to trace people, to look for individuals, find them and take them out. It's not only myself that's in danger from talking out, but it's going to be my entire family for an entire lifetime. I had 2 assassination attempts on myself last year. I've had Mohammed threatening me. I've had Mohammed threatening my family. Sorry.
Hello, Abusiafo. But Sunburst medicated powder. Now, on your form. Hey, say when a man in swans one years is you. Never good out at all. About cock, I'm a what so. Or don't. It's what now I'm on why you say. A crow. Sakakarere, a yam, a crow, a juniper de aboso. Enunye, Sunburst medicated ointment, a bebwao.
Maposu, Nihuna to me.
Who when Pedro be Onya, Ments na home man ya ehu when masi. What posu complaining na, Ed so betra, Koto Sunburst herbal balm. You're from Mama Sunburst. Sunburst products, Educhem.
Obenya Sunburst products, our pharmacies, any herbal shops in name. To phone friend 0551 907 393. FDA, I did Jadi and Kratoya too.